What's up? Coach Vass here. Thank you for joining me with OTF Audio Daily Beats. As always, if you're new, appreciate you tuning in, listening to me talk about these workouts, giving you my insight from experience of coaching these classes and everything. If you find value in them, let me know. Information is in the video description to support me. Anyways, we're going to break down our Tuesday, February 4th workout. This will also repeat on Friday, February 21st. We got strength on the tread, strength on the rower, endurance on the weight floor. You will have BOSUs out. We are using the straps. So this is the day where I would put benches up to maximize floor space. We'll go over the key concepts, talk about the treads, what to expect, the rowers, weight floor, and the 3G. So for the key concepts today, it is a distance challenge on the treadmill. We're gonna set distance in block 1, match your beat in block 2. The twist, inclines go up in block 1, drop in block 2. On the rower, we're gonna start both floor blocks with a 25 stroke push row, aim to match or beat your distance the second time. On the floor, you're gonna have 2 floor blocks focus on constant movement, work with dumbbells, active recovery with the straps or the BOSU, all right? Talk about the treadmills first. So block 1, 10 minutes and 45 seconds, 90-second walk recovery. Block 2, 11 minutes and 15 seconds. Yes, the second block is longer, but they do tack on a all out at the very end. But also keep in mind, fatigue is going to settle in, so their speeds they use may look very different than what they do in block 1. What we're going to see is in total, 4 rounds of incline work and then recovery on the other side. Of course, the last round in block 1, it's just the incline work, and then that is the end of the block. They're gonna start with their longest push hill climb for 2.5 minutes at 2% incline, followed by a 75-second base. The push will decrease by 30 seconds every round, but the incline will go up. So they're gonna see 2.5 minutes at 2, 2 minutes at 3, 90 seconds at 4, and then a 1 minute push at 5% incline. Then they're gonna check their distance, remember how far they got, and then strive to match that in block 2. The base is always 75 seconds after each round in this block. Power walkers, they're gonna do a 4% incline for that first push. I would also have them increase their walk speed, knowing that the incline will go up every round. So they're gonna see 4, 5, 6, 7% or greater. And then of course, increase those walk speeds and then back down to flat road base. Now, recommendation for the bikes and striders. Hash brown. Sorry, my dog. Yeah, on top of the cats, I also have 2 dogs. And one of them is a neurotic little idiot. For the bikes and striders, they recommend the first push to go about 2 gears over their base. So really won't be a true push effort, but every hill will go up in gear. So they're gonna say 2, 3, 4, 5 gears over base with their flat road base recovery in between. When we move into block 2, they are going to do those inclines and flat roads in reverse order. So they'll start with that 1 minute push at 5%, and then they have their base. Then 4%, 3%, then the flat road, 2% push into a flat road all out. So that's going to be the big difference there. Key things that they talk about in the daily beat is today, allow members the opportunity to adjust their speed. So for the push, because we're incorporating incline, I would have joggers and runners start, just simply 1 over their base, because it is a long push to begin with, and then it's only going to get more challenging as the incline goes up. So keep them just about 1 over their base, and then back to flat road. Their base could change to make sure it is challenging but doable. They could catch their breath. Majority of their time is spent up a hill. All right. Of this 11-minute block, there's only 3 minutes and 45 seconds of active recovery. So more than 2/3 of the block is work. So recovery is going to be very fluid today. So allow members that opportunity to adjust their base, whether that's pulling back on that speed, dropping the incline if they power walk, whatever. And then when it's time to get back to work, prioritize incline and then play around with that speed to make sure it feels uncomfortable, and then try to match or beat their distance. Now, when we look at the rowers and weight floor, there's 2 blocks. Obviously, block 1, just under 11 minutes, 10 minutes and 45 seconds. Block 2, 11 minutes and 15 seconds. and you do have that 90-second transition between. Both blocks will start with a 25 stroke push row. Now, in the 2G, there is no specific call out for the stroke rate, same with the 3G. However, with this being a strength row and making sure that members could better equip themselves to have good form without breaking down tempo too much, I personally would try to keep them around 20 to 24 strokes per minute for their 25 strokes. So if they are on the lower end of 20 strokes per minute, this 25 stroke will probably take just over a minute, about minute 15 or so. If they're on a little bit higher end, then they're gonna see, about a minute or so. Now, we're trying to match or beat the distance between these two blocks, between around block 1 and block 2. So one thing that members could do is the first buy-in row have a slightly higher stroke rate. And then on the second round, can they maintain the leg drive at a lower stroke rate, allowing the water to do more work between each stroke, and that will allow them to get more distance to begin with. So if you're looking at distance, that's kind of a way to manipulate it. But the main thing is we want that effort. The leg drive is that push row effort from the lower body, not from the momentum moving front to back. Okay. Now, once they finish the row, they're done. They will go into their work and active recovery. They have two different circuits. They're both going to be completed for 2 rounds. The first one on block 1, we're going to see Bosu bridge hold with dumbbell pullover. Shoulders are on the Bosu, elbows are locked out, reach up, come back down, and that's going to pair right into the alternated forward lunge with Y raise. Now for this one, they're actually going to face away from the mirror. So they're going to start with their arms out, and then as they step forward, they're going to keep tension on the straps as they bring the arms up, and then press through the palms as they come up, and then the other side. So if they do this right, obviously the goal is active recovery. They should feel a very passive stretch through the shoulders and chest as they reach up. Work on keeping tension on the straps as well as the hands go up. Now, as an option for that strap to Y raise, they do recommend just doing body weight alternating forward lunge. Remember, training that forward movement is super important because that's one of the few ways we could actually help strengthen the knees when it comes to deceleration, which is necessary when people go downhill, which is something that we don't actually train. So try to minimize the opportunity of a less effective option. So rather than having them do reverse lunges or step ups or squats, try to get them to try to do that forward lunge to help build not only strength, but also confidence in that movement pattern. They'll do that circuit twice. Then the next one, it's going to be the goblet position split squat. They have 12 on each side. The back foot is elevated on the Bosu, and that's going to be paired up with strap bicep curls. So they're out here, curl towards the head, all the way back down. And then once they've done 2 rounds of that, then they're going to do all 4 movements as one block. So, when they first get over there, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 on repeat until you call time. Knowing that that first row will probably take around 90 seconds or less, they're going to have a solid 9 minutes. They'll have plenty of time to get through both work and active recoveries and probably 1, maybe 2 rounds of the bonus. The second block, set up the exact same way. We're going to see that 25 stroke push row to start. Then they're done with the rowers. They could wipe it down, head over to the floor. We're going to have the reciprocating bicycle press. So whichever arm is extended, that leg is extended. Whichever arm is bent, that is the knee that's bent, and then everything swaps at the same time. It's one of those movements where everyone does it wrong, no matter what. The key thing is that upper body, it's doing a chest press. So as an option, people would do a reciprocating chest press, keep their feet on the floor. It eliminates the core work from it, but they're getting that upper body motion. For some reason, a lot of times people will turn their hands this way as they're doing it, even though it is supposed to be like a chest press. So make sure numbers face out to the side. That's gonna be paired up with the Bosu high plank alternating leg lift. So for that one, they're gonna have bouncy side down, hands on top. They're gonna bring one leg up, reset, and then the other side for 12 total. Then the second work and active recovery is a single dumbbell good morning. It's gonna be glued. I like to tell people, imagine both parts of the dumbbell is connected. So both heads, one's on the chest, one's right below the sternum. Keep it glued in there, pull those elbows back, tight upper back, hinge from the hips, feel that deep stretch. And that's gonna be paired up with the seated single leg knee tuck from the Bosu. So that's one where they're leaning back. As they come up, they pull one knee in and then back out. They'll do 2 rounds, repeat until the finisher, which is a Bosu full burpee. So bouncy side down, they'll hop down, drop to the knees as an option. There is a push-up, they'll come up, stand up, Bosu goes overhead. Didn't check the video, but if there's a jump, just be smart about it. Make sure no one hits the fan in the studio. That would be embarrassing. Anyways, that's the second block for the floor, for the 2G, and then you guys are done. When we look at the 3G, we're gonna see 2 blocks on the treads, 2 blocks on the rowers, and 2 blocks on the weight floor. On the tread side, the hill work is going to be 90 seconds with a 45-second flat road base. Same idea as the 2G. Both blocks are 6 minutes and 15 seconds. So in block 1, they're going to see 4, 5, 6% incline. So it is higher on those inclines compared to the 2G. Power walkers, they're going to do 6, 7, and 8%. Bikes and striders, the call out here is for you to have them use 2 gears above base for that first push, add a gear, so 2, 3, 4, and then 4, 3, 2, or you could even do 5 gears above base and work their way down. When we look at the end of it, because it's going to be 3 rounds of push base, push base, push base, the last push is 30 seconds at 6% incline, 45-second base, and then a bonus 1-minute flat road all out. See how far they get in those 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Can they match your beat in block 2, where the pushes flip? So 6 for 30 seconds, and then a minute for at 5%, and then 90 seconds at 4% flat road base, and then 1 minute all out. For the rower, we are going to see a 20-stroke push row for round 1, paired up with reverse lunge torso rotation. They'll do 5 on each side. The second round is going to be a 15-stroke push row, and then the third round will be a 10-stroke push row. Now, the key thing here is they're going to hit new interval at the start, and then they leave the screen alone. And we're going to see how far they get in 6 minutes and 15 seconds. So each round, they're going to collect more distance and add on to it. We'll probably see, I would say, around 450 to 500 plus meters from their 3 rounds of work alone, plus whatever rowing they could do in the bonus, which is row for distance. Remember, that is added on, so don't let them reset their screen. Block 2 is the exact same thing, but instead of a reverse lunge, they're going to do a squat to a front raise. So the arms are going to be extended as they stand up, arms come up, right back down with that med ball. But same thing, 20, 15, 10 strokes. They do their 3 rounds, row for distance until 1 minute all out. And then can they match or beat block 1's distance? Now for the weight floor, slight change. We're going to see 3 movements done as work and active recovery. They're going to have 2 work movements and then the active recovery exercise. So in block 1, we're going to see Bosu split squats and the bridge hold dumbbell rope pullover, 12 reps for each of those movements, and then the active recovery is the strap bicep curl. In block 2, you have the good morning, the bicycle press, and then the active recovery is the Bosu high plank leg lift. This is one where for the 3G in block 1, obviously you want people to be away from the wall. That way they're not running into each other when they're using the strap, or even put the Bosu up when they're not using it, take it back down. In a perfect world, we'll probably see 2, maybe 3 rounds, if that, in both blocks. For the finisher, same thing, 1 minute of the Bosu full burpee spicy. That's all I got. Best of luck. Coach it down. As always, any feedback, let me know. You guys got this.